Howdy, y'all. Today is October 10th. Here's a quick overview of the garden. As you can see, I actually have pumpkins that don't look half bad. These are the ones I planted really late in the season. I actually have some decent sized pumpkins. We'll see if I get them before frost. I don't know. And then my patch of weeds that I never got the weed cloth down kind of took over. But as you can see, I got some nice watermelon all kind of dotted in there. So probably have those this week. Once again, we might be getting a light frost later, so I don't know. These 3 rows here are pretty much done. I do have some radishes there, but they're a little too big. And then it was just so hot and dry, I couldn't get anything to come up there a few weeks back. But over here, this was the cantaloupe. I pretty much picked them up. They were not worth it. The bugs ate all of them, or something happened to the plant. Probably bugs once again. So no luck there. The next row over was the sweet melon. I did get a few of those. They were a fun novelty, but it wasn't worth taking up an entire row in the garden either. The cucumbers did amazing. The second batch here, unfortunately, had some, powdery mildew got him. So they died out quick, but I did get a decent amount of cucumbers out of them, so that was nice. But that first chunk I did really produced and did really well. I will definitely do a full row of cucumbers again next year. Next row over, my peppers, it's a little, I don't know, the worms got them and it's just taken them a long time to recover. The chunk in between the peppers and the corn there, this little bit, that was cool weather stuff, so that stuff's been done. I do have some kale that's coming back, but I've already picked all the onions and carrots and radishes and beets and stuff out of there. The popcorn is really nice. It looks good. It's small ears, but they're pretty. I've tried popping them, and I haven't had much luck popping them, so I'll probably have to phone a friend on that and figure out why my popcorn isn't popping. It mostly burns. It'll half pop and then just burn, so I don't know what's up with that. The next row over, I had my cucuzi. You can see they're dying out, but they did really, really well. I will definitely be planting those again next year. So tasty, so prolific. I really enjoyed growing those. The loofah over here, you can't see too much because of the corn, but basically it's half of that row. They did really well. It was really low maintenance. I'm just now picking them. I will definitely grow those again. I'm interested to see how much I get off of them and how they sell. I've never grown them, so there was a lot of experiments this year, and that was a fun one. I really enjoyed growing that. In the middle of the cucuzi and loofah, I did plant some peas. No luck, and then I replanted beans, and then by that time the loofah took off, the cucuzi took off and completely crowded them out, so nothing happened there. I have the next row over is tomatoes. Can't really see them, but they're done, minus the Baxter bush cherry. Those are hanging on and doing really great. I have a few San Marzano, but other than that, tomatoes are done. I have a tiny little strawberry patch back there that's really only in May I get any strawberries. Next over, I have some horseradish. It looks really good. I should probably dig some up. We do have this blank space here. It just never got planted, so we'll do something with that next year. And then my mom's part of the garden, as you can see, it looks really nice. Still a lot of green stuff. Looks like we got a tractor coming. What is that? Yeah, big old tractor. It is definitely harvesting season around here, so the fields all around me are still up. So I have corn in the back and then soybeans off to the north. It looks like the field beyond the corn's already down, so it's pretty loud with tractors around and implements. There's the header going around. But anyways, back to the garden. So we've got a lot of tomatoes that are looking pretty good on my mom's end. A lot of peppers looking good, but the tomatoes are kind of nearing the end. She has some eggplant in there, about half a row. Those are doing really well. So it was a successful garden. We learned a lot, had a lot of fun with it, but I'm definitely ready for a break. Sounds like something else big coming down. Another one. Usually this road is extremely quiet. You'll get a car maybe once an hour, maybe a tractor or a four-wheeler or a golf cart or a horse, but it's pretty quiet, which is nice. But this time of year, when it's harvest time, it gets a little more loud. And that barn over there is going up good. But yeah, that's about it for the garden. So I have some work to do to get ready for next year on it, cleaning it up, picking things up. But overall, I'm happy with it. It was successful, and I'm looking forward to building on it more next year. I did forget to mention my field corn that I grew that didn't do so great. We've picked, you know, from there up to there, so you can see that much. I only got, out of my 50-pound bags of feed that I buy, it only filled up half of one of those bags, that entire section there. So it didn't do very good. So this other half up here, it's probably going to be about the same amount. The front half did a little bit better than the back half, but not a lot, but it's enough to feed the pigs for a few days. So it was a nice fence, if nothing else. Out picking things for the market that's about to open here in about 15 minutes, and this Kokuzi might be the new record. This thing is huge. I'll have to measure it. Howdy, yeah. Today is October 12th. The goal for today is to finish off my meat birds. Realistically, it's 4:30 right now. I don't know if I'll get through all of them. I have 14 left, so if I at least get through 7, I'll be happy, but I'll try for 14. Earlier today, I was washing eggs. I got those over to the grocery store, so that was nice. They have another few dozen to hold them over. They've been going through them really quick, though. I've had several customers emailing saying they haven't been able to get them, so might look it up in the order here soon. But yeah, hopefully this all goes pretty quick and smooth. Really just waiting on that water to heat up. And the water's actually good. It's just a little over 150. I like it around the 170 mark. That seems to do the best. So yeah, grab birds and get on it. Actually doing really good on time. I'm over halfway done, so might as well get the rest done. I'll be done with the actual, you know, offing the chickens at about 7 o'clock. And then after that, bagging and tagging. And that usually takes another hour, and then gut cleanup for about a half hour. 14 chickens in 2 hours isn't too bad. So I'm just waiting on the water to warm up once again. For the bagging, it has to be just a tick over 200 to really shrink wrap those bags nice. So just waiting on that, everything else to set up. I left my hoodie out here on the chicken coop, so I'm gonna grab it. It's getting a little chilly out. In the evenings, we've been getting down into the 40s now, so a little chilly, but no frost yet. Hopefully we won't see that for a little bit, but I know it's coming. Howdy, yeah. Today is October 13th. I am out doing chicken chores, moving the coops. I only have 4 now. I've got the meat bird coop I'm going to slowly drag up, and then the triangle one is already kind of up toward the garden. So just 4 out here now. I have 1 more to move up. But y'all remember I had this nesting box hanging out on this coop, and there's something digging underneath following it. Well, it took a couple days, but whatever it was, saw that I switched it up, and is back under the nesting box again, digging underneath the coop. So I don't know what it is, but it likes just digging up underneath this, which is odd. So now that I have this coop over here, away from all of them, I might just put the nesting box out there. The chickens can chill out there instead of up here. Next on the to-do list is getting the trees ready in case the deer happen to stop by and tear them up. So I bought a bunch more tree guards and I think about 30 bars of Irish Spring, so I definitely don't need all 30, but a little preparation for next year. Howdy, yeah. Today is October 14th. I just finished putting the tree guards on all my little fruit trees out here, and the Irish Spring is all around. So That is done. I can cross that off the fall to-do list. Next, I'm gonna drag this meat bird coop up toward the barn. I'm gonna use the mower. I've never drug one with a mower. This one's super light, so I'm not too worried about it. It should pull pretty easily, fingers crossed, but it needs some work. I want to turn it into a layer coop and then turn my triangle coop into the meat bird coop for next year. The reason being is these more circular tops, I can get more roost bars in there. The V-shaped peak, I can't really do much because I don't have that nice curve where the chickens can hop up. It's just too steep. So it doesn't really give me any roosting space. So that one will turn into a meat bird coop. But for now, let's try and drag this. I think this is actually going to pull pretty decently. If anything, that little screen I have down there, I might have to actually pin up. I think the hard part is going to be all the chickens, doing this without squishing anybody, so just have to go super slow. That moved nice and easy. Now the question is, do I go ahead and fix this coop up because, well, you can see it better from the inside. The tarp is just barely hanging in there. It is pretty bad because the chickens have been jumping on it, and it's just an old net or old tarp anyways. So do I go ahead and just start fixing this coop? It's also not really square anymore, so it pulls a little goofy. This wall here, if you're looking down it, can't see it in the camera too bad, but it's leaning out this way pretty hard. I mean, the whole coop is kind of angled this way. So the question is, do I completely fix this coop up, get the nesting box on, new tarp, square it up, reinforce it, and put roost bars in it? Or do I just put the chicks out here? I'm really running out of room for the chicks. I do not trust any of these coops for the chicks because something was eating all my little chicks and I don't want that to happen. Over here in these, I have to redo a lot of the plastic yet, and there's just so many tomatoes on the inside. Also, I don't know about a rodent problem in these, but I'm sure they're in there. So I don't know. I'd prefer to have them out on pasture anyway, because I mean, we still have some nice grass and clover, so I definitely want them out. I'm leaning towards just putting them out, and then I'll have to move them all again later. When I fix this coop, I'll bounce them around somewhere else. So I just got to move them twice, but at least they'll be out and they'll have some fresh grass. It's not going to rain until Saturday, so if I can at least get a new tarp by then, that'll be good. Or just start working on the other coop to get that one up to speed, and then work on this later. The coop is all set up. Now I just got to add some chicks, food, and water. I did throw a straw bale in there just in case, for whatever reason, these heat lamps would go out. It would at least block any wind. The wind's usually coming from that direction anyway, so they could huddle up, and then by the time they would get too cold before tomorrow night, I would see it and fix the problem. But just in case, nice to have. I did add this, stapled it on. This was the only side that didn't have a screen on the bottom. I have a chair loosely holding it down because I was wanting to flip up there until it gets a little more settled. But this coop here is just going to be tethered to this extension cord. I'll move it all kind of back and forth up here, but they don't go through it too fast just because they're chicks. But let's go ahead and grab them. I grabbed the first tub, which had 24 chicks in it, so we'll see if they come out. Hello, chirp chirps. You're free. Probably gonna take them a little bit. Howdy y'all, today is October 15th. The chicks have spent one full night outside and it looks like they're doing good. Get in here. Of course, they're all running away, so you're not gonna be able to see them real easy, but they're all back there. I'm really happy they got out and they have a lot more space to run around. They were getting a little cramped in there. I can't believe how much they've actually already torn this up. Might have to slide the coop over just a little bit. You guys like it out here? Stay warm enough? Hopefully. It wasn't too bad last night. It's a little overcast today, but temperature-wise, it's not bad. It's 70 something right now, but that's good. I was slightly worried that, you know, whatever dug under there might smell them and come over here, but doesn't seem to be an issue. So I do plan to keep them away from those coops. I am very slightly optimistic that I might get some larger pumpkins. This plant looks pretty good, but as you can see, all these little bugs flying around. You probably can't see them in the camera so well, but they're everywhere. It's the cucumber beetles, and they are chewing the plants up really bad right now. Look at them all. They're just everywhere. So I had some plants up by the barn that had some nice sized pumpkins, but then those beetles came along and have been chewing them up. So they've been dying, but I have a decent sized one out here, and the plant still looks good. They haven't been chewing on the pumpkin too bad, even though they're all over it right now. So maybe, we'll see. I mean, it's pretty good size. Just these bugs are annoying. They're chewing on it, so we'll see. You can see they've already chewed that one up. But might actually get a pumpkin, which would be exciting. But I mean, look at these flowers. They're just chock full of these things. Organic gardening is not for the faint of heart. Up next, I'm going to be putting together another nesting box. This is a 3-hole nesting box, but the same design that I've been using. My dad got this for my birthday, so thank you, Dad. This one came with 3 cute little fake eggs you can put in there, but all my chickens are trained at this point except the chicks, and they're going to figure it out pretty quick, so I probably won't need those, but let's get it together. Howdy, yeah, today is October 16th. I'm going to move this chick coop here. I gotta go in there and probably scare them to death and move that bale. But they've done a number on that ground in there, so definitely tell they're enjoying eating some fresh greens. They're doing really well out here. But they really nibbled that down to hardly nothing, so. We are getting some rain this weekend. I do have some tarps ordered, but whether they're going to be here in time before the rain is probably a no. So what I'll end up doing is probably grabbing the tarp off of that triangle coop and just putting it over this so it covers up those holes just as a temporary, and then probably Monday I'll get the new tarp on here. Also on today's to-do list is this setup, which I have not shown you guys yet, but this is for the beehives. I haven't had great success rate in previous years of getting bees through winter, and I mean, I've gotten some through, but not a lot. The main reason are those dang varroa mites. So I'm going to be treating with oxalic acid and see if that helps get some hives through winter a little better. And oxalic acid is a naturally occurring organic compound, But at high concentrations, they're not good to breathe. And this is pretty high concentration that you pump into a beehive. They say it's okay to do this treatment with Honey Supers on. However, I will not do that. I only want to do it when it's off and just the bees are heading into winter. So the bees can take the oxalic acid just fine. It doesn't bother them, but the mites don't like it. So once this plumes into the hive, the mites fall off the bees and they're good to go. So that's how that's gonna work. I can show you guys the process once I get it going. Howdy, yeah. Today is October 18th. The farm is going to be open here in several hours still, but I'm getting ready for that right now. I'm out in the garden picking things. I am excited for this watermelon. It's one of my yellow watermelons. It is really heavy, really big. I just weighed it and it is almost 24 pounds. It is extremely heavy. I have a few really good sized ones like this out there. So if this doesn't get bought, this is going to be very delicious to eat. So it's got a nice creamy spot here. Looks really good. So it's heavy, so I'm going to sit this thing down. But besides watermelon, we have tons of really nice looking peppers. So here's a few of those. They're huge and they're really prolific. Got a couple more over here. We still have tomatoes coming on. The tomatoes are kind of dwindling out a little bit, but we're still getting all sorts of cherries, and the heirlooms are still coming in, like the green zebras and things like that. So the garden's still producing, but definitely slowing down. But we still got a really nice chunk of things to offer. Eggplant are doing great, so it'll be a good market today. I also have a few more loofah that I picked that are dried and ready to be peeled, so that's exciting. You would not believe how many of these things I have out there that are still just beautiful and green. The loofah was extremely prolific. It was a bumper crop in my opinion. There are so many out there, which is very exciting. Also on today's to-do list, we do have some weather moving in this weekend. Actually looks like Saturday is going to be pretty much nice now. Maybe a stray shower in the afternoon, but other than that, it's going to be a beautiful day, and Sunday is going to be the rain now, so not a completely washed out weekend. But these chicks, I do need to get a tarp on there, so like I said, I'll probably snag one off of the other coop that's not being used. Lay it on top, that'll get them through for now. They also said potential of 35-mile-per-hour winds, so I'll probably stake this coop down pretty good because this is the one that likes to fly away. So I have to get that done either today or tomorrow. But today I do want to start working on some of these coops. I want to get all the old plastic off and at least get one done today with some new plastic, just so slowly start working on that. As far as these coops back here, I would like to do a little upgrade on them because one, doing the plastic every year on all of these coops is not any fun. It's really time consuming. 99% of the time it's breezy out here, so the plastic's blowing everywhere and it's just not much fun. So this coop I plan on keeping for the long haul. Potentially I might take this one down one of these years, but this one has the nice siding on the north side that matches the barn, so I'll probably always keep it on there just because it looks real nice, blends in good, just makes sense. But I'd like to get an actual roof on top of this one. I was originally thinking to get the same roof as the top of the barn, but I have something else. It's kind of like plastic, but a little upgrade from plastic that I'm going to put on. It pretty much matches the color of the barn, so that's good enough for me. It's just a chicken coop. And then after that, only plastic, the sides. If I get to put a roof on this one, great. If not, not a big deal, but it would save a lot of time. And even though it is an investment to get the roof on these coops, these or even these other two ones over here, in the long haul, buying plastic every year really starts to add up. And then the time just to get all the plastic up, it's a commitment. So anything I can do to help that end, on time and money is a good investment in my opinion. So that's on the list for today. Start working on getting some plastic going. Old plastic and boards are now all off of this hoop coop here. I've got to take this roost bar with that board off so I can get the rest of that plastic just on the other coop there, so we can slide some new plastic in between there and really hold it down tight for this coop. Working on plastic on the next couple of coops here, getting all the little boards that held the plastic on off. And then there's this coop. This coop has always held water right here. It's really annoying, so definitely want to fix that this year. I haven't had any luck getting my popcorn to pop, so I'm just picking it and making it look pretty on the table just for some decoration. So it's good for that, but I just picked one and it's pretty pathetic looking. So I need to plant more of it so it just grows a little bit better, but yeah, still not popping. I think it got too dry. This one actually seems halfway decent even though it looks horrible. But yeah, no luck on popcorn, but it's pretty. All right, the farm is currently open. We've had some customers, which is always nice. So while I was getting that set up, my dad ran and grabbed some roofing for this coop here and maybe the next one. I figure why not? It's a lot easier to go ahead and just put it on the top versus trying to plastic everything again. It gets a little annoying. But he said there wasn't a great selection, so looks like we're going with clear. All right, we got some work done on the coops, all the plastic's off, and we did get some roof started, but then stopped. Little chickies are doing good in there. But it's going to, like I said, this weekend, start getting pretty windy, so didn't want to get it on just in case we didn't get it finished, because we didn't want it to blow off halfway done. So get it all done at once or not at all, but at least we have materials, so next time we're out and just get on it. But for now, I need to move this chicken net, so it's easiest to do it at night when the chickens are up, so that way they're not running around and I have to corral them back in, or just leave the net open and wait for them to go in at night. So it's just easier to do it like this. We haven't gotten any rain in a little while, so I did bring a hammer out because I'll probably have to pound these posts in.